from Talking Head, David Byrne. He said every time you put a lick in a song, you deny an opportunity for everybody else in that band to fill that space. So if you're gonna take that space up, you just cheated everybody. So that means whenever you choose to speak and insert yourself, you have to ask yourself, why did I do that? How many times did I do that? And was my choice to jump in right here, was that actually better than anybody else's having an opportunity to do that? So what I do, if I'm playing live with somebody, especially I don't know, I mean, I've never had the opportunity to even meet this brother here, but I know at the same time, I know listening to him back up Keith, it's like he in reinforcement mode like a chef. He just listening. If he can compliment, he's compliment, but nevertheless, he's holding time. I'm going, this guy is great. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's it. That's the ultimate thing. I mean, no matter how many chops we got, the ultimate thing, what we actually doing when we hold an instrument is fellowshipping. That's it. This is it. So we listen to each other. We allow, like Keith said, we allow each other to listen, grow. I mean, when you're playing with everybody, all of us in here can play. And we all have a different feel. We have a different perspective, different way we approach this. We all came at this for another completely different reason. We may have started off because of women or whatever, or bass players or funky, whatever. But at the end result, when you fell in love with this, it's, I mean, it's no one clear definition of love. It's no one clear definition of passion. So it's something unique to all of us. But what we do, we seem to, I feel like even with some of the musicians I play with in different touring bands, I think sometimes we lose vision on what we're playing. We say we get bored. Okay, so you got bored, you're bored playing the songs you're playing. The biggest question is not you're bored. The biggest question is why are you bored? Are you bored because you don't really know the song? Are you bored because you played this song 1,000 times? But you have to ask yourself, have I actually played this song correctly? When you listen to most people play Mr. Magic, I've never heard a band play Mr. Magic like Herbie. Like a Grover with Anthony and Steve Gadd. That is not the feel everybody plays. They play a low, lazy, kind of slap together. And it's like, really? If you played that song with that intent, Wine Light, if you played it with the same intent as Anthony and Gadd, ain't no way in the world you ever gonna be bored playing that. And then if you play with other musicians too, who can bring something to the table, and we're all respecting space, we're almost daring each other to see who feels cocky enough to fill up that space. We're almost scared to fill it up, because you can't wait to see what the other brother's gonna bring to the party. So coming at music from that perspective is so enlightening, because it's not you, it's humility. We bring tonality, we bring humility to the party, we bring just absolutely music. I mean, to me, music and spirituality is pretty much the same thing. It's like, I look at this, I look at what I'm doing with my 9-string. I haven't dropped a record since 2004, so all my stuff's coming out in the next 4 weeks. So, bass playing on the stuff. I got about 5 amazing things I can do that I ain't never seen another bass player do. It's a reason I don't put my stuff on Facebook, not chops, showing chops or YouTube, because if I put them out there, everybody will know the 5 licks I can do. By the time my record comes out, it's gonna be old as hell. So I put out my traditional 5 licks after I drop my thing, and everybody will learn them, same way they learned Victor. Everybody in here with 2 arms and 2 hands. If you concentrate, practice, give up everything, you can play as fast and as many chops. I really believe it's most people. It's 90% of the people out there. There are some inhumans on this planet, but even Stanley Clark said the fastest note is just 1 note again. So even if you go, it just sounds like a whole note again. It all comes back full circle. You know, even Stanley Clark said also another thing I learned from him is that when you play it on a record or you play at a gig, you want to give that person that one incredible flashy thing Just one time in a song. Make them pick up the needle and say, yeah, here it is. That's when he dropped it right here. Make them go back. But if you're doing that 2 times, 3 times in one song, 4 times in one song, you have to start asking yourself, man, that ain't cool. That ain't even musical. So, yeah, so with Anthony Jackson, the biggest thing I've learned from him, I mean, I was cloning his licks and chops, but what I learned from him was note length. Changed my whole life. That's what I'm teaching my daughter. I'm teaching my daughter all the stupid things I came up with turned into philosophies when I was in my 20s that were not only misguided, but I invented them. So if I'm the smartest person I know at 22, then I need some more friends. I need better friends. And I held on to those doctrines because I saw I was physically more capable as a musician than a lot of my other friends. But it was the older guys who groomed me, like Bob Babbitt, Chuck Rainey has been influential. I mean, I just talked to him a couple of days ago, and he's saying he's slowing down, pulling back, not going to the NAM, and just, and he told me some more stuff about people calling him for sessions, but they'll write the corny bass line. They just want his name on the tape, but they don't want him to play like Chuck Rainey. They'll come up with some old do the hustle bass line, and just, you know, so he's like, dude, I'm stepping back, retired. So you start finding out that what is music to you? What does it mean to you? So even with my lessons, my vibe is I have no desire to create clones of me, clones of anybody. My stuff is based on being insightful enough for people to talk about what stimulates you. I got a bass teacher. I haven't had a lot of chance to study with him this year because I've been really busy finishing my stuff. But it's a guy named Rael Wesley Grant out of, he was like second protege of Anthony in New York. He's down in Atlanta now, probably most frightening bass player I've seen. My favorite chop guy was Christian Galvez as far as just insane hands, but Rael's concepts on the bass just really kind of blew my mind recently. So like he'll say, like I'll play something like, so he'll say, why are you doing this? Why aren't you doing this? He'll say, why aren't you doing this? So he'll make you play the same thing, 3 different hand positions. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You know, do the same thing in 3 different hand positions. I was like, oh man, that takes your hands completely someplace else. There is no getting used. You can't get bored when you're doing something completely different. You're altering your perspective on everything you play. He says, do a different finger. Why are you always doing first and third? Why not second? Doing that took me to a whole nother place, opened another door for me. I was like, okay, I never looked at it that way. That's the whole thing. I mean, when you look at music, I talk about this all the time, is that music is food, you know? It really is. I mean, it's so essential to all of us. We can't even imagine a day not hearing something musical. We even got cut on the radio. We can't stand sitting in the car, ain't no sound, you know, ain't that happening. When a tune comes on, it reminds you of your past. We all light up, you know. In fact, we mentally zone out. We don't care who in the room. We just, you know, we go into that zone. So